know, I'm Ashley Jenkins.
I'm John Reisinger.
Forget your battlefields and your civilizations and all the comic book movie trailers hitting this week because we finally, it's been years at this point, but we finally got an official look at the big mystery in gaming. Well, worst kept secret in gaming, Nintendo's next console, the Switch.
It wouldn't be a Nintendo reveal without all of us collectively scratching our heads over a weird ass name.
Better than the Wii. That's gonna be the rallying
The
cry.
Nintendo Switchblade. Sorry.
While we didn't get a price or the exact tech specs for the Nintendo Switch, we were treated to a 3-minute trailer plus some supporting Nintendo press material that gives us a ton of new details about what the Switch actually is that thankfully is a little bit clearer than all those Wii U ads that had people confused about if it was an add-on or a new console.
They were confusing, weren't they?
Yeah.
I forgot about those. After a whole year's worth of rumors, leaks, fake leaks, and goofy patents and patience.
Also patents.
Yeah, it looks like the Switch is, well, exactly what everyone thought it was. A portable console that uses cartridges.
The leaks win again.
Called it! But the trailer still had plenty of surprises about the Switch's design, what it's capable of on the go, and probably most importantly for Nintendo, third-party support.
So first, most exciting, let's talk about the actual concept itself. The Nintendo Switch can be played just like every other console from the comfort of your own home, being lazy on the couch. Really enjoyable, much like we saw in the leaks from earlier this year. You can detach parts of the home controller, attach them to a screen docked into the console itself, which will allow you to switch into portable mode. See what they did there?
Totally saw
They're
what they did
pretty
there.
proud of it. They're so proud they named the product after it.
According to Nintendo press release, in addition to providing single and multiplayer thrills at home, the Nintendo Switch system also enables gamers to play the same title wherever, whenever, and with whomever they choose. The mobility of a handheld is now added to the power of a home gaming system to enable unprecedented new video game play styles.
And it's what you can do on the go with the Switch that's probably the most surprising for people, rather than being confined to playing just the screen with controllers, which Nintendo was referring to as the Joycons, attached on either side. You can also detach them and stand the screen up on its own.
Joycons.
Joycons, yeah.
We're sticking with that one.
That's what we're going with.
Okay. The Joy-Cons can be held with one in each hand, or they can be combined together into one controller.
I think it was like Voltron.
Yeah.
Now just like Joy.
It's all I ever wanted with my consoles was them to integrate Voltron into it.
Right.
Or Power Rangers. I watched Power Rangers. I didn't really watch a lot of Voltron.
Well, maybe you should have, and then Joy-Con wouldn't sound so silly.
The verdict is still out on whether or not that's going to be comfortable for the average player, but fortunately, and what might be the most welcome surprise for gamers, Nintendo is also going to be going the Pro route, yet again with the release of a more traditional Pro controller.
Thankfully, the Switch can support the Pro Controller in both console and handheld modes. The other thing the Switch can do, whether you're at home or on the go, is multiplayer, which was another huge surprise from the trailer.
Yeah, Switch can support 2 players at once, with each player taking one of the Joy-Cons or using a Pro controller, and up to 4 players if there are 2 Switch units present, which means you can set up 4-player Mario Kart just about anywhere without having to bring a bunch of friends over.
Because who needs friends? Nobody. And speaking of Mario Kart, let's talk about the newly confirmed games for Nintendo's next console, because the trailer showed quite a few of them.
Yeah, in addition to a new footage for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Nintendo has revealed that we'll be getting Skyrim remastered on Switch.
Yay!
Saw that with full functionality, whether you're at home or on the go, which is just pretty awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah, previously Bethesda had confirmed they were in talks with Nintendo about their next console, but hadn't said whether or not games were in active development.
We also got a brand new look at the next Mario game, which looks to be a proper console 3D Mario title for the first time in years. Super Mario Galaxy 2 came out in 2010, so it's been a while. They've been getting a little retro.
Jeez, that's the last time we had a Mario
like a
game?
proper 3D.
And it was a sequel to
Mario.
Galaxy? Okay.
Which, I mean, hey, look, Galaxy was awesome. Galaxy 2 is also awesome.
Okay, I didn't play 2.
Don't come for Galaxy, John.
Oh, sorry. A rumor from back in August places this next untitled Mario game to be releasing in the launch window for Switch, presumably in the first few months. At E3 this past year, Miyamoto indicated that we'd see Mario on E3 2017, which might mean it'll be out sometime in the summer, just after E3 is over.
And which kind of sucks, because if the console is coming out in March and then we have to wait until at least June before we see the Mario game.
It's very weird for a Nintendo console to launch without a Mario title. I just feel like that needs to be a standard.
Yeah, so we'll see. Maybe it'll surprise us. Sometimes Nintendo does show titles at E3 that are already out. It's a thing.
Yeah.
But going back to Mario Kart, the Switch trailer also showed gameplay from what might be Mario Kart 9. While the footage contained a UI almost identical to Mario Kart 8's, it also had a playable King Boo, who's not in the game currently. In addition to that, characters seem to be holding 2 items at a time, which is also not possible in Mario Kart 8. So either they're enhancing stuff or it's a new one.
all the Marios. So we're either looking at a much enhanced port of the Wii U version with brand new characters and gameplay tweaks, or we're looking at our first glimpses of the next Mario Kart game.
Which I would take. I'll take either one.
Yeah.
It's a little bit hard to tell because Nintendo sort of snuck it in with footage of another port, Splatoon, although there is also some discussion there about whether or not that Splatoon footage is from a brand new game as well, or at the very least a Switch edition, because it seems to show new features like custom hairstyles, which aren't in the current game either.
Yeah, either way, this means we're either getting brand new Splatoon or Mario Kart games, or we're getting much better ports of the Wii U versions of both. That's definitely a win-win for everybody involved, whether or not they owned a Wii U. Previous rumors about the Switch launch window also mentioned that we'd be getting some of the best Wii U games as early ports, but upgrading them would be a really classy move on Nintendo's part.
Nintendo's nothing if not classy.
They're so classy.
In addition to the solid lineup of games they've already shown, Nintendo also published a list of all the third-party support they've got under their belt so far, and it's a long list.
Yeah, so far that list includes a number of AAA heavy hitters like From Software, Atlus, Bethesda, EA, Warner Brothers, Ubisoft, Telltale, Epic, Take-Two, Capcom, Sega, Konami, and Square Enix.
Whew.
Yeah, that's a lot. Judging from that list, that means we could even be seeing titles like Dark Souls, Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead, Batman, Assassin's Creed, Metal Gear Solid, and Final Fantasy on Switch.
The crazy amount of third-party companies.
That would be
on board with
absurd
Switch
to play a
is
lot
gonna
of those
be a
games
huge
on
difference
Nintendo.
maker. Some of those would be amazing. I mean, it'd be nice to see Square Enix, like Final Fantasy specifically, and Nintendo kiss and make up a little bit.
They used to be friends.
It would be really weird to see GTA on Nintendo, not gonna lie.
That
Not
feels
against it, but it would
off-brand.
be weird.
Yeah.
But if you can suddenly take GTA on the go with you, like suddenly, like, it's really cool.
It'd be cool.
So many opportunities. So the insane amount of third-party companies on board with Switch is going to probably make a difference in the success of the console, because that was a big problem with the Wii U. Nintendo's hopefully, and it looks like they're determined not to make the same mistake twice or, like 4 times. They generally don't do a great job with that. But
Yeah.
this time, guys.
We'll see. It'll also be a big deal for people who own multiple consoles. If you own a PS4 and Switch, you might lean toward getting the version of a multi-platform game that you can take with you anywhere you want to go. That could be big for Nintendo.
As long as the on-the-go is more important than straight-up console power. The amount of Japanese developers on the list is going to be particularly exciting for certain gamers out there, especially when you add the fact that Nintendo Switch is also region-free. So get that import money ready, everybody.
Yeah.
You ready? Ready? Just throw it out there.
That's how I pay for my games. Just sit in front of my console doing this.
It just is that like you go for groceries, you come to the cash register. That'll be $10, please.
Give me my eggs!
Anyway, while the blitz of information gave us quite a bit of confirmed details about the Nintendo Switch, there is still a lot that's up in the air. For one, its technical specifications.
Yeah, NVIDIA did confirm on its blog today that Switch is using the Tegra chip architecture, which totally falls in line with the Eurogamer leak about the Switch from the summer.
So that'll give us a ballpark on what we can expect from the Switch performance-wise. Digital Foundry dug into it back when that leak happened and found that Android Shield TV, which also uses the Tegra, comfortably runs Doom at 1080p, 60 frames per second, which is actually pretty impressive and is also what we've heard Switch will be targeting in console mode.
Yeah, we also have no idea about what resolution the Switch will run in while docked for your TV, nor the resolution of the actual screen itself. However, Shield Android TV does support 4K playback for movies and TV, so it's possible Switch will do the same. As for games, it's probably not beefy enough to run 4K natively, but may up-res when docked.
Yeah, another thing curiously absent from the announcement video, Nintendo staples like waggling and touching. The Switch trailer showed not a hint of arm flailing with the Joycons or touching the handheld screen at all. Doesn't necessarily mean that neither are a part of the system. It could just be that Nintendo wanted to focus its message for now on the power of the portable console.
And of course, the last thing we don't know about is how much the Switch actually is.
The only thing we don't know.
Yeah, with so many things. Nintendo has indicated in the past that the next console will be sold at a profit, much like their other systems. We also know that the Shield TV runs around $200, $300, depending on which model you buy.
So for now, our best guess for price will be $299 for the Switch, or perhaps as high as $349 if it comes with a Pro Controller game right out of the box. There were some potential leaks earlier from marketing materials saying that it would sell standalone for $299, but that there would be a bundle available for $399. So we'll see about that one.
Yep. We'll just have to keep our eyes peeled for more information from Nintendo, but for now, we can enjoy the fact that we finally know just what the hell Nintendo's next system actually is.
And we should have a lot more details soon as well, like the actual hardware specifications. There's been some information going around about what those might be, but as yet they're not actually confirmed by Nintendo. So We shall see, and we'll let you know because we're super excited about this. What did you think of Nintendo Switch? Did Nintendo get you interested? Let us know in the comments.
For future updates on Switch, like this video and subscribe to the Know.
Switch watch.
Switch.
Switch watch.
Joy-Con sounds like a porn convention, actually, now that I think about it.
Joy-Con?
Joy-Con.
Yeah, it does. I would go.
I'd go to Joy-Con.